At this point right now, if the Bears end up with a number one pick, whether it's theirs or Carolina, however it ends up, are you on the Justin Fields train or are you on the Caleb Williams train?
It's really in flux. I was definitely not on the Justin Fields train for long term uh, um, after the going through the Denver game because there's too much inconsistency. He didn't seem to know how to get rid of the ball when in trouble, and I was worried about his ability to scramble and be crucified, so to speak. So there were a lot of things that I didn't like. I mean, he has skill. So I mean, to go with a new guy at this point would almost seem to be waving a white flag. And depending on how the season, if they're going, if they're 3-14 again, okay, let's wave the white flag because I mean that means they go only get two more wins. So yeah, I think it's going to depend upon how things go from here. Can they put two good games together? Minnesota's a big game now because they've proven that they can play a whole game. And Minnesota, as of this airing, will have played Kansas City, so we'll see how good Minnesota is because they've been up and down. And it's hard to really say at the minute. I can't tell you for sure how I feel about the long term of Mr. Fields, but I mean, it's the funny thing is that there was a lot of similarity between this year and last year because they got the win over the last win was over the great Bill Belichick on October 24th of 22, and they actually had wins against the 49ers to start the year last year. So it just baffles me. And the last one was over the Patriots. So, you don't want to get lulled into saying, okay, he's great. I don't want to be lulled into it's hopeless yet. I just need a little bit more time to come to a resolution on this. How about
Yeah,
you?
I'm with you. It's all about just gathering as much data as we can over the next now 14 weeks. And that's what's going to be huge as Bears fans for the Bears organization, for Justin Fields himself, right? To play himself into being the starting quarterback and to getting that fifth year option and to being next in line for that huge QB deal. If you want to spend a second as a sports fan, as a Bears fan, to kind of see the two avenues, the pros of keeping Justin Fields, it's that you got a guy that he's established, that he's dangerous, that he has not only one very elite skill that not many, if any, can do better than him. And if he's developed enough to be a dangerous, accurate at passing the deep ball, but also being quick enough in his decision making and to trusting his receivers and understanding the difference between being college covered and NFL open, then you have this option now that you haven't had in your franchise history. And he brings a different dynamic. The pros of Caleb Williams. It seems to be one of the most highly scouted quarterbacks since Joe Burrow, since Andrew Luck, and he can do it at a big time level. You also get the benefit of having a quarterback at that level with a rookie contract and having the type of salary cap you already have. I think the Bears are going to play themselves out of the number one pick that belongs to the Bears proper. What Carolina does is what's going to be really interesting. There's a lot of teams out there. It's still early. It's only October that are eventually going to play out to try to get Caleb Williams and some of these other young stars at QB. I think the Bears' best case scenario for the Bears is that Justin Fields proves himself he's QB1, that he's that dude, and that with the two draft picks that you have, you get him some type of help offensively, and then you get somebody who could play defensive tackle, nose tackle, play the three technique, and could wreak havoc on the defensive line. That's what you need to do. The Bears need to start building a core together. If you also believe that you can do that, if Ryan Poles believes, if Kevin Warren believes that the players are coachable, that they're smart, that they can gel, that all it's going to take is that spark of a new head coach, of a different voice, of a different mindset, that's what you have to do. That is best case scenario for the Chicago Bears. Best case scenario is not Caleb Williams. That's a whole new reset. You don't know what Caleb Williams is in the NFL. We can assume, we can hope, we can guess. We know what Justin Fields is right now. And we still know there's plenty of room for growth. So I think that's kind of the thing Bears fans have to take into account. Marver?
I wouldn't say that Caleb Williams should be the pick. I mean, I don't think they're going to be bad enough at the way things look now to even have a shot at Caleb Williams, who's the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, who actually started his career at Oklahoma and then went to the great University of Southern Cal.
Big Ten.
A Big Ten school. And even for that matter, the second ranked best quarterback is from Washington, another future Big Ten school, Penix. So I don't think they're going to have a shot at either one of them anyway, and we hope they won't because we don't want them to be that bad. So I think it's a non-issue. This is your quarterback for the future, and he's going to either make or break it by his performance, particularly following this good performance with hopefully another good one against Minnesota, or even Vegas for that matter. These are teams that they can, if he plays well, they can beat.
Look, in the dream world, this is what ends up happening, right? Is you're able to go get Marvin Harrison Jr. and then go get like Jared Verse at edge. And that's it. That's what you do. That is how you win in the NFL. Imagine Justin Fields with a good offensive line. And like, here's the thing, right? The offensive line, as it was supposed to be structured, looked pretty good. And if you keep building upon that and you have good scouting at running back, like it seems like they have done, all it takes is getting that kid a couple of weapons outside and getting some defensive players and a little luck of health. That is what you should want as a Bears fan.